If you only clicked on this video because you want to hear what the drama is, here's the short version. The Theodd1sout's store has pretty much all of its items constantly on sale, which may be classified as a misleading ordinary price claim, which is illegal in Canada. I also think this is ethically dubious, given the fact that not only is this deceptive by nature, but also his main audience are children who are far more likely to fall for something like this. And James 100% knows that his audience is mostly children. I am disappointed in him. Okay, so here's the whole story. So back in March, I was making a video about storytime animators. Yeah, by the way, I don't normally do these drama videos. I just sort of stumbled upon this and I decided I had to make a video on it. But anyways, I talked about James in the video because he's like the storytime animation guy, and I wanted to see if he was still selling the Boy in a Band plush that I saw he sold at one point in time in a Chazington video. So I guess this video is just another thing on my channel that you can just sort of credit to Chazington. And I thought it would be really funny if he was still selling it in spite of everything. But when I went to the store, I discovered not a plushie of a predator, but instead something else that was strange. Every single item was on sale. It was the odd deal sale, whatever that means. And not only that, some of these sales are insane. 70% off, 83% off, 90% off, 95% off. I mean, even the pre-order on this Funko Pop is on sale. How lucky for me! So I immediately thought, man, James is so generous for offering such great deals. I think I'm gonna buy every item. No, I thought these sales looked fake as hell, and I decided I wanted to pursue it. So I got to sleuthing. I signed up for the Theodd1sout's newsletter, and once a week I would record the page with all the items on it and log the price and sales of every single item into a spreadsheet, to the point that I ended up doing this like 38 times. But before we dig into the evidence, what exactly is wrong with doing this? Well, what is a sale? Boxing Day sale, Christmas sale, spring sale. What is one of the main characteristics of a sale? The idea that it is temporary, that this price on the left is only going to be around temporarily before it goes back to being the price on the right. So when you have products that never go off sale, then you're not really giving a sale, are you? And that's not just me. The legal term for doing this is a misleading ordinary price claim, which can be classified as deceptive pricing, which from what I can tell is illegal in Canada and the US at the very least. According to competitionbureau.canada.ca, don't use regular price in an advertisement unless the product has been offered in good faith for sale at that price for a substantial period of time, or a substantial volume of that product has been sold within a reasonable period of time. So while it's not set law, this might be illegal. Legally, I think I have to say that this is not an accusation of any legal wrongdoing. I am not a lawyer, and I'm simply presenting the legal ramifications as something to corroborate my idea that indefinite sales are bad. And to be honest, I don't really care if this is illegal or not. That's just another potential factor. What I will say with full confidence is that this is unethical. You are willfully deceiving someone into thinking that they are getting an amazing deal, when in fact, these stickers have never costed $10, because that would be absurd. And on top of that, there are two more factors that make this even worse. 1. You are specifically deceiving people who are fans of you. No normal 30-year-old with an office job is going to go to Theodd1sout's.com to get a good deal on a shirt. You are selling to people who are fans of you, and you are choosing to be shady about it. But also, 2, your audience is mostly children, and you know that. I won't claim that there are zero adults who watch Theodd1sout's, but when you make everything you involve yourself in PG, and your Netflix cartoon is blatantly for kids, and your YouTube shorts are all these fun PG cartoons geared towards the younger audience, you know your audience is mainly kids. And kids are not too bright. When I was 10, I thought Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was a real thing that actually happened. Now, maybe other kids aren't as dumb as me, but I guarantee you that 10-year-old me and 10-year-old you would have fallen for these deceptive sales. So, not good. But anyways, I have 38 weeks of data here, so can we go through them? When I started collecting data, I was looking for 3 things. 1, that the sales really were indefinite and unchanging. 2, that there may be a point in which one of the items changes what it says its original price is. And 3, see if there will be any changes to the sale. Like in the start, it's the odd deal sale, and I wanted to see if it would maybe change to the summer sale or the Thanksgiving sale. And I wanted to see, as it changed what the sale was, if there would be any changes to the prices of the items. And no spoilers, but in my data, I couldn't find any evidence of number 2 happening. So, week 1. I'd made this discovery during something called the Odd Deal Sale. Now you might ask, what is that? And I don't have an answer for you. This sale isn't tied to an event or anything. It doesn't even seem to exist outside of this website. So I really think they were just on sale for fun. So yeah, every item is on sale, including this doodle hoodie, which just has a glitch where it doesn't show its original price. Cool. Not much happened during this time, honestly. There was a new item added in week 11, a board game that James made like 5 years ago. Sure. It's also the only item that isn't on sale, so that's fun. In week 12, we get a huge development. We have left the odd deal sale and entered the summer sale. Isn't that awesome? I wonder what makes these sales different from each other. Nothing. There is no changes to any of the prices as the odd deal sale ends and the summer sale begins. In week 14, one of the items raised in price, but you know, it's still on sale. Now, week 17 is where stuff starts to get weird. Out of nowhere, every single item on the store is sold out except for these three. And a fun thing you can notice here is even when an item is sold out, it still just has to advertise to you that it's on sale, even though you can't buy it. But yeah, most of the items are just gone. In week 20, the summer sale ended and the items were still on sale, which is just great. But week 21, something happened that I never expected. A few of the items got restocked, and more importantly, taken off sale. Now, before we start to point out how this diminishes my argument, let me just finish telling you the data. Something else weird that happened here is that one of the items that was still on sale now says it's from $10. I don't know what that means. Week 22, more items got taken off sale, and since then, there has been no change to the website. It's been like this for 4 months as of filming, and they missed a lot of quintessential sales too. There was no Halloween sale, there was no Thanksgiving sale, Black Friday was yesterday, and nothing. This is a different kind of suspicious. For a website that was so open and proud of being on these made-up sales and was constantly changing, it's weird to see how that has pretty much just stopped. I mean, honestly, who's to say a few lawyers didn't also notice what I noticed and maybe started some legal proceedings and they did this in response. But yeah, the website has not changed as of filming, and if anything changes, I'll put it right here.
There's nothing.
Yeah, there's been no changes to the website since I recorded that like 2 weeks ago. It's all still just the same. Cool. So to basically sum up all the significant points in this data, there was one new item added, 2 price changes, 2 different sales that were exactly the same, and then at some point they decided to take 6 items off sale and have the rest of the items be sold out, and the website's been frozen like that for 4 months, which is really rad. Back to Video Gug. Now, honestly, I'm a bit disappointed that I forced myself to release this video now because I feel as though I'm on the precipice of something. Like, the website hasn't changed for months, but it should change eventually, right? Maybe if I give it a month, 2 months, 5 months, something will change. The items will all go back on sale like nothing happened. But no, I'm forcing myself to present this to you as it is now because 1, I don't want to keep fucking recording this webpage, man. But also 2, I feel like I already have enough evidence here. Sure, some items went off sale, but 50% of the time I've been looking at those items, they weren't at that original price, not to mention the 83% of items that I've never seen sold at their original price. And there's the added factor of the fact that they missed Black Friday. That's literally a holiday designed for stores to go on sale. But nothing. All quiet. So that also tells me that maybe there's a little bit more to these items being off sale on the website not changing for months. But the main thing I read from this data is that this whole thing is deceptive and weird. I really dislike it. A thing people say about James's content a lot is that he's become more corporate, and I have to say I agree. But a lot of defenders of James will respond to that and say, oh, you want James to animate alone and suffer more? And 1, Jesus Christ, that's a ridiculous straw man, but also 2, this, to me, is so much more corporate than any animation team of his. Like, misleading ordinary price claims are not a new thing online. It's extremely common. I'm predicting some people will respond to this video by saying, well, everyone already does this, so it's not that bad. But I think just because we're desensitized to getting lied to doesn't mean that this isn't wrong. And it's amplified by the fact that James is advertising to people who are fans of his, who are mostly children. This is bad. This is bad. I want to be very clear that my personal relationship to James's content did not dictate this video in the slightest. I used to genuinely be a big fan of his content until he started to get a bit more syndicated, a bit more corporate, and I just started to dislike it. And also I grew up. And I remember seeing this thumbnail at one point, just this Anthony Padilla thumbnail with James's face on it saying, did Storytime animators sell out? And I don't know what James says in the contents of this video, but I feel as though I can confidently answer this question for him. Yes, James, You did sell out. You made a Netflix TV show, not because you had a legitimately good idea for a cartoon, you did it to add it to your resume. You made these 2 books, which are just the epitome of, I have 20 million subscribers on YouTube, so I have to make a book now. And you made this store which truly has some of the weirdest variety of items I've ever seen from a merch store. Why the fuck would I want to buy an Odd1s Out lava lamp? And when you have all of these ventures that are solely designed to increase your net worth, this sort of thing is almost bound to happen. Honestly, James is probably extremely unaware of this entire situation. Like, he didn't code this website, he probably didn't decide to have these bullshit sales, he probably outsourced it to another company, and then maybe signed a piece of paper. But when you call yourself the Odd1s Out and you make a website, Theodd1sout's.com, which is linked in both your Twitter and your YouTube and it has all of this crap, then I think you take ownership of at least a little bit of the blame. Like, even if we give him the most benefit of the doubt possible, James was approached by these hucksters who tricked him into making an online store with all this deceptive shit, and he just never looked at it, never saw that I was bullshitting about being on sale. He never saw this information that I was able to see after visiting the website once. Like, at the very best, he's still extremely ignorant, and he's letting people use his good name and squeaky clean image to advertise deceptively to children. Like, it's still bad. I'm not gonna pretend like this is some career-ruining controversy. I don't think James should be cancelled by this. I don't think this makes him a bad person. I don't even think you should stop watching him if you do. But I do think that if James is made aware of this, he should, 1, make the website be honest about its original prices instead of bullshitting about being 80 and 90% off, and 2, take more care in the business ventures you take part in. Like, even take away all of the bullshit sales, this website is weird. There are items that are glitched out, the entire store can be sold out at the drop of the hat. The Odd1s Out newsletter I signed up for stopped existing like 10 weeks in, and also there's no archive of it online, so I have no proof that it ever even existed. And also there's still a tab on the website to sign up for the mailing list, but when you click it, it just takes you to nowhere. In terms of things James could be doing, this is definitely on the lighter side. He could be making a slave labor theme park, or slave labor chocolate, or selling a course on how to go viral, or embezzle money from a charity that he started. But just because it could be worse doesn't invalidate the fact that this isn't good. I think if you should take anything from this video, it's that we should hold creators to a higher standard when it comes to their business ventures, because for them, it's just a piece of paper that they sign and they get a few $1,000,000, but for the consumers, there can be legitimate damage and costs. Thank you for watching this video. I refuse to ever make a follow-up on it unless it goes insanely viral and people mobilize to burn down my house, and to that point, I'm not gonna be like, please don't get mad at me, this is just my opinion, no hate to James, because I'm making an entire video about something unethical James is doing. But it's like, I'm not trying to be a hater. These are my legitimate beliefs. I'm not trying to be disingenuous with the way I'm presenting this argument. I think this is unethical. And I also think that James's persona of just being this fun, wholesome guy is a little bit bullshit when you have this. Feel free to attack me. I'm not gonna respond. Subscribe if you like commentary videos and not drama videos like this, because I'm never going to make anything like this ever again unless I just stumble upon it like I did this. Yeah, bye.